Hi guys, this is JM Alvarez, and today we're going to do a basic website using HTML5 and Bootstrap 4 in under 15 minutes. So let's get right to it. Start off by searching for an HTML5 boilerplate online, and you can go ahead and select this first option here. Download the latest version. Once you have that, just unzip the file and it will give you a project folder like this one. Just go ahead and open that and you will receive an index.html like this, which gives you a basic template for starting your website. Using an IDE like Visual Studio Code will provide you a sidebar like this, which will help you access your project files more quickly. There are other IDEs like Sublime Text, which you can use for free. IDEs are integrated development environments. They provide developers like us tools like debuggers and source code editor at least. So if you'd like to check that out, you can go ahead and download Visual Studio Code for free. So over here, we're going to place our Bootstrap 4 snippet from their documentation page. We're going to use the CSS over here, which will give us styles, pre-made styles that we can use for our project. So we're pasting it with our JavaScript over here. So it's supposed to be below the content right after we load everything else. We're going to use the Bootstrap 4 cheat sheet provided by hackerteams.com, which gives us a list of all available classes that we can use from Bootstrap 4. Basically, a class is a tag that we attribute to our HTML components. It's an attribute that we can attach to our components over here. And it gives us a ready-made design for that field, for example. And we're going to use Jumbotron here to determine if we're able to integrate Bootstrap 4 correctly to our project. So pasting it over into our body tag right above our Hello World placeholder. And if we refresh our website, we'll see that it works so that we've integrated Bootstrap 4 correctly. For our project, we're using this Jumbotron as our landing section, where the user finds themselves when they load our website. It's the first thing that they will see. And you can use Canva over here to determine your layout for your project. They give free templates such as this one, which we'll be using. So for our website, it's going to be a one-page website, a very simple one, which will have a landing section, an about section, and a third contact section. And we're going to delete all the other parts of this template that we're using to keep only the three sections that we've mentioned. So over here we have the three sections. I'll probably add another call to action button later on, but for now this will do so that we can have a plan for our project. Now that we've decided on a layout for our website, we're going to implement this using Bootstrap 4 grid system. We're copying over some classes from the cheat sheet, which will divide our website into three sections. So we're going to use div components with a class called call or column. We're going to have two rows with two columns on it below our Jumbotron over here. So we have three parts here: the container, the row, and the column. So basically the container will contain all our components into the center of the browser. The row will divide them into rows and the column will divide them into columns. There will be three columns here because we have three div tags with the class call, and Bootstrap 4 knows to divide those three divs within the row into three sections. So we can have three columns there with different contents in each of them. You can divide with more columns or with less. So for example, we only need two for this project, so we'll remove one of them later on. And this is just an example right? Using the class names over here to determine the function of each component. And as you can see here, we've loaded up our website. We have 3 columns because of the Bootstrap 4 classes that we've used. So we're just going to copy that over for our contact section as well. We have 2 rows, one for the About Us, and the other one would be for our Contact Us section. We'll just remove one of the columns so that we only have 2 for each row. We have this, so we're going to do for our About section 2 columns as well, probably. Right, so one for an image and one for text. So now we have 2 rows with 2 columns each. Now we're going to also add some of our custom styling here. We're going to add our own section class. And what we want to do here is add a minimum height to each of our sections. So over onto our main.css, we can add that style over into the end of the file. And we'll just write in our minimum height attribute of 50 rem, which will increase the height for each section so that we'll see how it looks like when we've added our content. I've also prepared my content beforehand. So I've just added a basic background for my landing section or my hero section and some logo options here to choose from. Also, I've added a write-up so that it will be quick to copy paste over into our layout later on. Now we're just going to copy over some of our content, the images, over into our image folder. So we need the background and we need to choose one of the logos here. So I'll go with this one. Or no, not that one. Alright, this one. And we're just going to rename it logo.png so we can use it directly into our project. And we just need to reference the folder and the file name. Now we're halfway through our project and we're just going to need to add more custom styling, especially with the hero section or the landing section over here. So add another class rule landing section, and we're adding our background, referencing our background.jpg earlier. So we're just adding no repeat so that it doesn't repeat the image, and we're referencing our file name from the image folder over here. So now we just go back into our landing section class and add more attributes like the background size over here, and our attachment should be fixed so that we're getting some kind of an effect when we're scrolling down, right? There's this hovering effect into our background image. And right now it looks good, but we're going to add our logo as well. So we'll add an image tag with the source for our logo.png. When you load that in, you'll see that the logo takes in a lot of space because that's the original file size for that image. So we're adding another div tag so that we can contain that image within a circular container using the div. And we're going to use a logo custom class. We're adding our own rules again here. So let's add it in below our landing section. Our width should be around 10 rem, and we're adding an overflow hidden attribute so that it contains the image within that size. But as you can see here, it breaks. We also need to add one more class on the image itself so that it takes just the width of its parent container, and it's a pre-made class for Bootstrap 4, which is W-100. And as you can see here, it takes the size of its parent container, the div logo that we just did. For our div logo, we're adding rounded circle class as well so that it becomes circle. Now that we made our logo, added it here into our landing section, we're just going to center everything. So we're adding a text center for our container, and for our logo container, we're going to add MX Auto. some text center for our H1 here and our paragraph tag as well, which centers everything, right? Now we're going to add a title header for each of our section for our About Us. And to do that, we just need to add our H2 header on the second column because that's where we want our write-up to be. So it's About Us, and adding a class, pre-made classes from Bootstrap 4 will allow us to design our title header. So let's add a class called BG Primary, which will use the primary color as our background. The inline will just let us control the width of that header tag. And we're adding a text white so that our font color would be white, and to bolden the text we're adding this one. For spacing, we're adding padding and margin top as well so that it looks good. And now it looks like this. So then we're adding just paragraph tags right below that so we can contain our write-up. So adding another margin top 5 over here so that there's some space between them like this. And we're just copy pasting this over into our contact section on the left side now so that it alternates sides when we scroll down. And we're just replacing the title header with Contact Us. So this is where our contact details go. And now it looks better. Now for images, we're going to add placeholder images using pixum.photos. Just copy over the source link and on our image tag over here. And that will load a placeholder image that we can use to properly see where our images later on will go. Just change the sizes. And as you can see here, alright, that's a bit big. So we'll adjust the height and the width over here so that it's more of a proper size for our About Us section. Just copy over for our Contact Us section as well, and interchange the width and height so that it's a landscape view on the Contact Us. Alright, that works. We're nearly done, and all that's left is to copy paste our write-up, our slogan over here, and we're just gonna say overflowing blessings for our landing section. Now just to copy over our About Us description right on the second part of our About Us right here. Now we need to make sure that we're properly giving ourselves spaces inside our tags so that we can easily read our code later on. Just add some BR tags over here to break that line. Whenever you need to add in a new empty space or line, just use BR tags. We're placing it inside the span so we can use a class name called display4, which will give our text some design and basically more class. So add some more BR tags to break up the lines of our write-up over here. And alright, we're just gonna add in some more of our text inside that span tag so it looks better. So it looks like this now. See, it's not a monotonous kind of text that just goes in one design. You can flavor it up with classes. So we're just copying over our contact details onto our Contact Us section as well. And we need to add BR tags over here as well. So we break up those lines, one for each line here, and it should be good. All that's left for us to do now is to use Netlify Drop to make our website live. So just drag over your project folder into the Netlify Drop zone and it should make your website live in just a few moments. If you'd like to learn more about modern technologies and software development, Kindly hit like and subscribe down below. As always, keep learning.